During the month of November, I challenged myself like I have never done before, putting my trading skills to the test and depositing $5,000 into a thinkorswim options account and recording every single trade that I took with a camera in my face, on my screens, over my shoulder, watching every single move that I made.
Well, what is up, everybody? Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Bruce Bradbury and we're going to be reviewing this whole video. Can I turn $5,000 into $1 million by Jake Ritchie or RakeTrades on YouTube? Now, this has been a highly anticipated video for me. This was a whole month where he actually documented every single trade that he took to show exactly how he was trading this $5,000 account. And of course, tried to turn it into $1 million. I've been very highly anticipating this episode. Jake's been posting about it on Instagram. Super cool that today's Sunday, December 3rd. Right now it's noon. And we are looking at this video. We're gonna do a whole react video. Jake is doing something very similar to what I've been doing. I've learned a little bit from Jake. He's doing stuff similar to how Umar Ashraf is trading. Jake is even looking at TradeZella, the platform that was created by Umar that I also use, that we also look at on the channel. And Jake is also trading options. So some similarities here to what exactly, to what it is that we do on this channel. So I thought it'd be an amazing video for us to launch into and, uncover what's going on. So without further ado, folks, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Live streaming constantly, making videos constantly to help us all learn how to become better day traders together. So without further ado, let's start the video.
During the month of November, I challenged myself like I have never done before, putting my trading skills to the test and depositing $5,000 into a thinkorswim options account and recording every single trade that I took with a camera in my face, on my screens, over my shoulder, watching every single move that I made. Now, I wanted to make this process as transparent as possible. So throughout the course of this video series, you're going to see broker statements, live login, TradeZella breakdown, and everything in between. You're going to see me make tens of thousands of dollars, and you're going to see me lose tens of thousands of dollars on this extremely volatile journey that I go on. No, I won't lie. It starts off a little bit rough in the beginning. We have no idea what we are doing. We have no guidelines, no structure. We just wanted to put together a transparent project. So over the course of this series, you're going to notice that everything improves along the way. Our video process, our editing, my explanation of what's going on is all going to get dramatically better as the series goes on. But with that being said, what do you think I was able to do with this $5,000? Grab your popcorn, sit back, let me know in the comments, and let's find out together. All right, so we just took the first trade on this $5,000 account. Jake, what the hell? You told me you were starting a $5,000 account and recording every single entry next that you took. Yet the first trade, you didn't record the entry. I know I didn't plan on taking this first trade. It came out of nowhere, but don't worry. Let's break down every single detail of what I was doing. Now, we aren't going to go through the TradeZella of each trade until the end of this video series, but because we didn't record this entry, let's break down what I was looking at, right? As you can see here, during FOMC.
Okay, so November 1st, FOMC. What are we seeing? We'll have it explain. Okay, here's gonna be a fun thing actually that I wanna try. Just looking at what we're looking at right now, let me try and figure out what's going on. So let's take a look at the FOMC calendar just to get a little clarity on what Jake is talking about here. So we've got the Federal Open Market Committee, and this is that speech where Jerome Powell steps on stage and talks about what the Federal Open Market Committee just figured out about the decision that they were going to make with whether to hike rates or pause rate hikes or to cut rate hikes. Now, we've been in an environment the past probably, I think, 2 years where they, ever since after COVID, they've been pushing rates up. So we're always either looking, oh, are they going to push rates higher or are they going to keep rates steady where they are? So how we get to this, we just go to federalreserve.gov calendar, We look at the calendar, we can go to November 1st where Jake is mentioning in this precise trade, and we can see what's going on at 2 p.m., that FOMC meeting, that video that I just showed you. 2 p.m. Eastern time, of course, it's Pacific time here. Yeah, I guess Jake lives on the West Coast as well. Seeing as how we are looking at 10:30 a.m. here. This is when that report was released, and actually not a lot of news shift here. Okay, and then at 11, which is 2 p.m. Eastern, when Jerome Powell steps on stage, that is when things step on the gas. So Jake probably would have been looking at, oh wow, not a lot of shift when that actual report happened. I'm not sure even the outcome of what happened. That's not even important for chart analysis. But we can see that there's considerable consolidation after this fact. We really try to rise up. However, we fall back down, and Jake is probably looking at how, okay, we had 2 wicks in 2-minute time frames, and we are looking at, we're looking at the 5 minutes. So it took about 10 minutes, and we started uptrending. So I can see why Jake would have taken this buy order, because we just tried to go below the level that we've been at all morning, but we were unable to hit that level, unable to go lower than 353. So I can see that Jake probably eyed this as a high probability setup, and he even got in it quite considerably late. We're at 354.50 right now is when Jake first purchases. Okay, at 353 was that level that we were eyeing. So that's $1.50 past that level. Considering while you're in the trade, you could probably be getting pretty antsy about, ooh, I gotta get in, I gotta get my position in. At least for me, that's a factor that affects my my clarity when I'm trading, is I want to get in early rather than later. But it looks like he was very patient with the trade here.
We have this initial spike up in the markets, but then for the next about hour and a half, we go sideways. Really what I ultimately ended up taking on this trade is a 2-minute higher low entry here with 90 contracts, right? My entry was around 0.54 and my stop loss was around 0.40, which means I was risking about $1,200 on this trade. Now, as this trade continued to work and move up into high of day, I took some of it off and was ultimately left with 10 contracts. At the moment, we are down to 10 contracts left on this QQQ position. Currently up about $3,700 on the $5,000 account.
Wow.
So this was a very good way to start. This
Dude.
was posted. I know a lot of people are able to capitalize
60%
on
gainer
it.
on the
now
first
I just have
trade.
These last 10 contracts, and I'm thinking that we can potentially let them rock and do a little bit more work.
So that's Jake's setup. I just want to back that up.
I'm thinking that we can potentially...
Oh, but he's a Windows guy. Can't do that. No, you got to go Mac. Windows, not good.
Let them rock.
It's very simple. I mean, the chart that he's looking at, he's even trading a little bit on his phone, but he is using Thinkorswim, which is the platform that we just migrated to. So, I mean, what better way to learn than watching this video?
And
Seriously.
do a little bit more work. So if QQQ can get to our next level, we have room for another 43 points. That could offer another $500 on these contracts, which would be 10% of the accounts. All right, so I do want to lock in a couple more contracts here. So I'm going to go ahead and...
So we bought 90 contracts at 54. Let me just do the math here on the calculator. Okay, so 54 cents. We're going to times it by 100. So we have $54 is what he spent per contract. He bought 90 of them. So you basically used the entire $5,000 on this first trade. Okay, cool. Use the whole $5,000 on the first trade, and it worked out.
Place a sell limit. I have 10 left. I'm going to go ahead and place a sell limit for 2 at the moment. Just waiting for us to get a pop over these highs a little bit. I'll leave it at 128, and I'm ready to adjust that should I need to, but there's my order.
Okay, he's just adjusting. He's putting in a limit order. It's very interesting seeing how he's trading. It's different than how we trade.
All right, so we got the fill there. Now down to 2 contracts, or 8 contracts left,
Down to
excuse
8
me.
contracts.
So we're gonna see if we can go up and trade this upper level up here. All right, we're getting a nice break here, so I'm gonna take
Thinkorswim
2
looks
more.
really
I'm gonna take
nice
3
on
more
the-
of these
on the
contracts off.
phone.
I'll go down to a round number of
pretty
5
cool.
contracts.
Looks pretty cool. Okay. skimming them. He bought 90 contracts, okay, and he just sold 80 of them. So he's very much at the tail end of this. He's deep in profitability on the trade.
We got the fill. You will see now we're down to 5 contracts remaining. Just about $4,000 on the day. I could have 3x this account if I had just held this whole position.
Dude, that is
Which
insane.
I honestly should have, to be totally frank.
Wow.
It was very clear once we held the low that we were at least going to take the highs out. So we do have a pretty bearish candle there.
All right, do you hear that? Hold the low. And he's even got this zone defined. Look, hold the low. The whole day, we are, you know, basically for a few hours, it looks like, at this low. This is the level. Now hold the low. Is it going to hold the level, or is it going to break below the level? Is it going to go under? It held the low, meaning that this was a high probability setup, and Jake was good to buy here. Analyzing the chart after the fact on this position, it looks like a great entry. And I would feel very confident too in this position. But of course, I'm saying that after looking at the chart. When you're in the moment, it's much harder to determine like what actually might happen.
With an inverted hammer, but you can notice the second we broke beneath its low with an inverted hammer, it's gonna take the highs out. So we do have a pretty bearish candle there with an inverted.
Okay, that's very bearish. Inverted candle, inverted hammer. We'll look into that later. Inverted hammer is bearish. Chart it out here. Long top wick, very short bottom wick, and yeah, okay, so this might, okay, so he's saying that's a bullish, I'm sorry, that's a bearish candle.
Hammer, but you can notice.
And what I love about Jake is that he does a lot of candle analysis. So even on the 1 minute candle, Jake is able to glean a lot of details about where price action is going from. So very key elements to learn from him as well.
The second we broke beneath its low, we turned around and went the other direction. When we break beneath the low of a bearish candle like that, in theory, we should continue trading lower. So the fact that we didn't is offering me some insight as to why maybe this trade might continue to get to the level. That being said, back under this low, I think this trade is all done for now. All right, so we have 5 contracts left. We're gonna go ahead and sell 2 of these. And we got the fill, so we're down to 3 contracts left, and we'll see if this one can make that move to the next level. We're close, we're close.
I like how he didn't film the beginning, like the 80 contracts of profit. He's just spending like a ton of time filming the 2 contracts that he's got left. He's just whittling down the last 10 runners. It's pretty cool. Like, you know, 90% of his profits came from that initial trade, but he's just fooling around with runners. You know, honestly, I would just you could let it go all day, and even if they expire worthless, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's just 2 contracts. But you can essentially hold on to it to maximize. You go for a maximized gain there.
As mentioned, we're getting that level.
Wow, that's great. Now he's trying to oh wow, now we're at 220. He just sold 1 contract.
All right, down to my last contract here. However, we tagged the exact level that I was watching and are now rejecting it. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock that 1 contract up. And that leaves me with a total of $4,032 profit on the day.
This is crazy. Wow. He started with a 5K and now he's ending the day with 9K. That's awesome. That's great. Even with a $5,000 account to make $4,000, that's crazy.
You also see the 24 there. That means it's a real-time account. There is no paper trade. That means it's a real. And that leaves me with a total of $4,032 profit on the day. You can also see the 24 there. That means it's a real-time account.
But I know what he's saying, but
there.
where's the 24 that he's talking about?
There, total of $4,032 profit
Oh, it's
on
there.
the day.
It's
you can also see
purple.
the 24 there. That means it's a real-time account. There is no paper trading. Oh, okay. I look really high there. I don't know how that happened. I don't smoke.
Oh no.
I look real
He's high while he's trading. This is a mess. This isn't gonna
really high there. I'm
What? No way.
not really sure.
It's like Jimi Hendrix. You see these old videos with Jimi Hendrix, and he's got the headband. He's playing guitar. He's shredding the guitar. He's wearing the headband, and under the headband there's a tab of LSD. I mean, I don't know. I don't even understand how someone could perform with drugs in their system. How can you perform? Anyway, that's crazy. So that's an extra element to this whole thing. I didn't even notice. I can't tell any of these. I didn't notice. Okay, let's continue.
How it happened, but going on in this account. So
That's fun.
very
Wow.
excited with the foray that this went, and now I'm going to be able to
Okay, I do
drastically
see it now.
reduce
Perfect.
the risk that I'm taking, right? And kind of slow, so to speak. So nonetheless, a good first day. Now let's get back to like
He's got the same mouse that I have, the MX, whatever the heck. Got the same mouse, and he's got the LaCroix. I love LaCroix, lemon LaCroix. I probably drink about 4 LaCroix a day on average. It's terrible. The toilet paper roll, the LED lights. Oh, we've got the lights today in our studio, and the Xbox controller. Perfect.
regular life, you know?
I love Jake. This is awesome. Wow. He's looking at an insane amount of charts. That's crazy. That's a lot of charts to be looking at all at one time. Wow.
I'm still waiting for the NASDAQ to take out that overnight high just a couple of points above. If we can do that and then start to show signs of a failure, I'm open-minded to shorting. Trying to get a fill here. All right. I have some at 1.05 here. And I'm looking for us to take out that high of day / the overnight high.
Let's just back it up.
That
real quick.
overnight high just...
See the chart.
I'm still waiting for the NASDAQ to take out that overnight high just a...
Okay, perfect. So we're just beginning at the market. We're at 642. He's looking at the 5 minute, right? So each candle represents 5 minutes. We had a big sell-off, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about an hour. Seriously, you know, starting at 5:30 a.m. on the pre-market really started this sell-off. We gapped lower, or not gapped lower. I'm trying my best at all this terminology. I'm still learning. But okay, then insane rise up. Sorry for my terrible description of what's going on, but we can all see this visually. Okay, price skyrockets and it tries to hit the high of day, which occurred, you know, an hour before market open, before this pre-market sell-off started occurring. So he's looking at the level right here, and is he looking to get calls or looking to get puts? I'm curious. I think he said calls. Let's continue.
Couple of points above. If we can do that and then start to show signs of a failure, I'm open-minded to shorting. Trying to get a fill here. All right. I have some at 1.05 here.
Calls. Trading the NASDAQ, 362 calls. Filled at
And
$1.
I'm looking for us to take out that high of day.
Did he just say he filled it at $1?
Here.
Yeah.
Failure. I'm open-minded to shorting.
Ter-
Trying to get a fill here. All right. I have some at 1.05 here. And I'm looking for us to take out that high of day / the overnight
He's already up 15% on these.
high. And if we can do that, I'll be a pretty happy camper with this trade.
Okay, sorry, we were looking outdated. Apologies on that, actually.
Trying to.
Okay, it skipped ahead. The editing just messed me up on that. Okay, so he actually purchased, it looks like maybe, yeah, he purchased probably after this sell-off here. Anyway, let's just watch. I won't analyze every single trade like I did the first trade. We can just watch and give more high-level thoughts
with this trade
instead. It sounds like he's got music playing. He just ran all the video footage through like Adobe Podcast Audio Enhance and just tried to delete the music out. That's my guess. Jake, if you're watching this, tell me, did you have music playing in this scene right here? Because I think that your editor or you edited it out, which is pretty cool. Congratulations.
So I'm gonna sell like 15 of my contracts, just reduce the risk a little bit. Trade number 2, definitely very aggressive. I remember this day all too well. However, after FOMC, I was looking for strong continuation up in the market. And if you actually look back on the date, November 2nd, of these trades, you'll see the market got a massive move up. So while it may seem like my position sizing was aggressive here, and there's no doubt it was, I was able to use that profit from trade 1 to make how much? So again, that's above the average first entry price, which I don't normally like add into positions like that very frequently. It's not like a common thing for me, but that I like thirst to reward here. So I'm just reducing some of that add, you know what I mean, to secure a little bit of profit. That being said, I think we look pretty good to go out and take out those overnight highs here. I'm going to reduce some of that risk here and sell maybe just like another 5 of my contracts. Let's do that.
So see, he's skimming a little bit along the way to ensure that he's taking a little bit of the profits. So even if the price falls back down to his cost basis, which he said earlier was about $1.05, even if he has to sell at $1.05, well, hey, even he left the table with a little bit of profits that he skimmed along the journey. But, you know, he left most of them to look and seek out that huge uptrend, the continuation of that FOMC positive green direction that he's talking about. So this informs, you know, the setup and him guaranteeing profits for himself along the way, even if this setup doesn't work out and he has to sell for the remainder of these shares, 75, for no profits at all. Hey, at least he capitalized 15 of those contracts and made a little bit of profit.
Gang, baby. I will say, one thing I'm happy about is that it would have been very, very easy to talk ourselves into exiting this position like 100 different times. When you have your trading plan, just follow the trading plan and let it work. Whether win, lose, or draw, let your trading plan work. And at the moment, we're letting our trading plan work. And
dude, this is
nice
awesome.
Because even when we've been in good profit, I haven't felt the urge to like, oh, I gotta get out. It's like, no, I just gotta follow the trading plan. We got our pop through the overnight high, through that high of day.
Nice.
That took us out some of our contracts at 1.24.
Wow.
And now we're holding our remaining.
And he just sold 30. So yeah, he's wow. He's made probably $1,000 or something so far today.
So I'm pretty finger on the trigger to get out.
30, 15.
Because I don't. That was my main target. I think we have room.
Yeah, it's probably up about $500 today on the day.
The next level.
Realized
but
profits.
This was indeed my primary target. I am gonna pull 5 more of my contracts.
Amazing, dude. Wow. No.
So I got to fill there at 1.4.
No. Amazing. What? You guys all out there need to remember that this is real. Like, this is a trustworthy guy, and it's so transparent. Like, it's literally happening. You've literally just seen a guy on the first day make $4,000, and then looking at the second day, he's probably gonna make more than $4,000 on this day. So this is just insane. Like, a guy, like, this is how you actually do the thing. It's how you actually make $1 million a year. It's how you actually start to become, you know, meaningful in the amount of income that you're making from day trading. For me, as someone that's learning, that is still at the bottom of the barrel, that is not profitable yet, somewhat profitable on the quarter, but year to date, definitely not profitable. I'm still in that learning phase myself. Insane video. And Jake, I mean, I should be paying you for this video. It's super cool to actually see what's going on.
Wow. Wow. What a day. Wow. What a week. Seriously, what a week. Like, wake me up when we miss, dog. I still have those aforementioned 40 contracts.
Wow, dude.
That are kind of like acting as my runners, so to speak, right now. I still have that mental stop at break even. And I will update if I do anything else with this position. All right, so we are down to our last 40 contracts here on QQQ. This has been a really solid trade. I've actually been able to double the account over the last few days, which my risk was very high in that moment, right? I'm not necessarily.
Yeah, the risk is very high. Look, I don't know how much money Jake has, but I can assume that $5,000 is just, you know, not really a meaningful amount of money for him. So for someone like me, where if I were to have $5,000 in my trading account, right now, that'd probably be, you know, that'd be most of my money. So I wouldn't just YOLO all of my money, basically go all in on an options trade. That is so reckless and so risky. But if I did do that, then, I mean, the same principles of trading apply. I could go all in on an option trade with $5,000. But for me, if I were to lose $1,200, like Jake was comfortable losing if he was wrong on the trade, it would destroy me a little bit. It would make it very, you know, it would be a very heavy blow to me, but it wouldn't be a heavy blow to Jake. So that's why he was able to essentially just, you know, not follow the risk ratio of the account, right? Which other people say, especially when you're trading 0 data expiration options, you should be using only 5 or 10% of your account. So if you have an account of $5,000, then you should really only be using $500 per trade. But of course, Jake has more money here, so okay, you can do what you want at that point. But it's just a helpful parameter to help a beginner like me not go on tilt and like lose all of my money, right? It's just controlling that amount. So let's continue with the video.
Really advocating for that at all, but what's nice is that now I have like a cushion of profit where I can actually start to manage my risk on a more reasonable scale, all while scaling up the account quickly using that cushion of profit. So we'll see how these last 40 contracts do, trying to scrape out a little more money out of this market. And lastly, I gotta start looking in the mirror before I film these, because I look like a crazy person right now, like a psychopath. Why didn't you tell me this?
Not bad, bro.
It's a Halloween costume. I'm a crazy person for Halloween, even though it's November 2nd.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this was before I realized that I was like being filmed, I guess. So I mean, from there on going forward, I tried to pay at least a little bit more attention to, you know, how I looked each day. That's a crazy person look. However, that was also the night that I stayed up literally all night trading Forex and made like $150,000 on the Forex account.
What?
Yeah.
What? No words.
We're gonna make a video about that. You're gonna hear about that. Don't worry. But if you're wondering why I look psychotic, that might be why.
Wow.
Just wrapping up trading for the day. I only have the one contract left. It has been an amazing.
All right, another time where you might be asking, Jake, how the hell did you jump from 40 contracts left down to 1 contract? You didn't film that. Yeah, at some points in time, Connors goes back downstairs to his room. He showers. I stay up and trade. We're not like, you know, Siamese twins next to each other at all times. The goal is to film as many entry and exits as you can. But what you'll see here is that we're not able to capture literally everything because we're not together 24/7. So instead of being able to capture all that, don't worry, you're going to see the broker statement for literally every single trade I took in November. However, this was a solid trade, and going down to that last contract actually made me a few bucks. Week, literally nonstop winner, 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 winner. So I am calling it a week. I am not trading on Friday. I'm headed out to get a haircut, but first let's close this last contract. You can see we closed the day at
Wow, dude. From 5K to 12K in 2 days. That's insane.
$3,760 profit, leaving the account at $604.24.
Quick maths.
Quick maths, quick maths, quick maths. It's been a pretty fun start to this. I'm excited about it. I'll see you next week. Gang. What I was doing right there was posting on an Instagram story, and you should definitely follow me on Instagram, as it is hands down my most active social media platform, and I provide a ton of free trade ideas, including a bunch of the trades that I end up taking on this account. So make sure to follow that, and while you're at it, hit the subscribe button down below.
Dude, so funny. He's actually live right now on Instagram, and I was just looking at my notifications, and he's live on Instagram right now. Let's check in Jake, actually. Let's make this meta. Oh, live video ended. Anyway, okay. Well, he was live recently.
I hope everybody's having a good day. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I continued to feed my Fred again addiction. 2 shows this weekend. He's now done for the year, and it's really sad. So last week we started with about $5,000, and obviously I took an extremely aggressive approach during the first 2 days of trading, but I was able to get this up towards about $12,500. So now my plan is to be a little bit more conservative with the risk. However, this is obviously still a very aggressive account, right? My goal is to try and see.
My man Connor has to get some autofocus going on the camera, dude. Come on. Face tracking, autofocus. Get to it. Get a red. I mean, geez. This is what we're gonna do. When we make profits, like live on the channel, I'm hiring a videographer. We're gonna buy a red camera. It's gonna be pro. It's gonna be awesome. Look, if you're making $150,000 in a week trading, a red camera costs 50K. That's the highest quality, camera that you could, that would be able for you to just operate personally for your YouTube channel. Get a great camera, get a great set, get all this good stuff. Basically, it's a live trading show. That's what I want to create anyway. That's what we're looking for. So when we get to Jake's level of profitability, or even, to the point of, okay, 10K a week or whatever, to even 10K a month, right? I could probably justify getting more professional situation going on. So anyway, fix your autofocus, Connor, come on.
How quickly I can take this while still not blowing the account, right? Knowing that $5,000 is a relatively low amount for me overall. So the goal today is to risk about $2,500 at the absolute most. If I lose $2,500, I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna be back at 10K, and I'm gonna reset mentally. But if I can use that $2,500 risk,
that is a lot of risk. That is a lot of risk, and also, if it's a successful trade, will guarantee he's making quite a bit of profit, right? If he makes a 2R trade here, he's made $5,000 on the day. If he does a 3R trade, he makes $7,500 on the day. So this is a large amount of risk, and it could end up working very well for him here today.
Right way.
Could also end up working very wrong for him today. And if he's wrong, like he said, he's gonna be starting tomorrow with $10,000 instead of $12,000.
It's possible that I could make $4,000 or $5,000 today on a 1.8 or 2R trade, which I think
exactly, that's exactly what I just said.
The market may offer. So we did take a little bit of meta off the level. And let's see if we can get some continuation in here. So here's the position at the moment. Yes, it is obviously full size.
Jake's trading Meta. He traded NASDAQ. I've traded QQQ a lot in the past. they're very different. I mean, Meta is in the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, so, and they move very similarly, right? Meta tracks basically these two. So, because it's a big player. So it's very similar actually how Jake is trading. And, you know, I'm not watching the video just to like say, oh, we got to, you know, copy the trades. I don't even know how you would do that, but we're watching the video to understand how he makes those decisions and looking at the channel, looking at the different things here. On my notepad, actually, we've got a few notes here. I've got inverted hammer from earlier indicates a bearish pattern. When we break low of the bearish hammer, then that's a continuation of the bearish sign. So I know that first trade that we watched, he actually decided, okay, we can actually linger on with this position a little bit longer because we didn't break low of that bearish hammer.
It's very aggressive, but as you can see, I have about 100 contracts with a stop loss at 1.0. So I'm risking about $3,000 on this trade, slightly over what I told you pre-market I was willing to risk. Now at the moment, the trade is starting to work. However, I won't lie, I definitely have more risk on than I initially wanted just in terms of my position sizing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the 6 contracts off to get down.
Yeah, he's got like 100 contracts.
To a round number.
He does have like $10,000 in the trade right now.
The 6 contracts off to get down to a round number of 90, and then from there I will gauge and continue to see how this trade works. But I do really like this chart, thinking that we can get a strong move in here. At the moment, I just had a little bit too much risk on for this account.
I think that we should
yeah, he's basically all in on this trade again too. Basically all in.
Record this trim filling. I think it's about to fill. 2-minute pop beneath the open. Next bar, in theory, if we can take out that bar's high, we should continue.
He's already got his trims set as limit orders.
That bar's high right there. Above that.
Can we focus the camera here? No, I mean, it's fine, but
that bar's high.
It's okay. I'm sure
so we don't love that start. We don't love the fact that we popped above the previous bar's high and are now kind of failing to go higher. I would really not like us to fail that. And now our firm concrete stop is beneath this low. Because if we fail that, we'll have failed a 2-minute higher low, and the 2-minute trend will have shifted from an uptrend to a downtrend. I think we're about to get that fill.
There we
wow,
go.
that was
So we got
nice.
about 10 contracts off there. We are now down from...
Oh, he only trimmed 10? Wow, he's still got a lot of skin in the game. And wow, okay, we had $1.50.
90
He's definitely heavy hitting on this trade.
to 80. We have another limit up here
P&L
to reduce risk for another 10 contracts. However, I'm a little skeptical that this new high of day may fail. So we're gonna stay ready to exit the full position if needed, but it feels good to lock a little bit of profits. We did indeed fail that new high. We're now under the opening print, but we're still holding a level at 315.4. So I'm down about $1,000 on this trade. It's looking like I might take that stop loss. I don't think I took enough of my position off when we got that pop, but not feeling too stressed about it or anything. I feel like this is a very controlled win or loss, and I still do really like this chart if it gets that potential upside. The premium has been holding well, so we'll see what happens. If I end up losing about $2,000 on this trade, it's not the end of the world, but obviously I hope that doesn't happen. What am I doing most of the day? Sitting on my damn hands and waiting. We've been in this meta trade. Really, we've had very little drawdown. It's looking like it's going to continue to work here, but we'll see. A lot of my job, though, is just sitting and waiting. Noting that we are almost up about $2,000 on the day, I am going to get an order ready to trim some of this position. That way we can lock in a little bit of profits.
Another thing here is he's only got $5,000. The margin trading requirement, so the requirement that brokerages require is $25,000 in order for you to have a margin account. So Jake only has this amount of money to use for the day. He's got $12,000 to use at the beginning of the day. Okay, that's his allowance. If he uses the whole $12,000, then he's got to wait till the next day for that money to clear. Options takes is T+1. It takes 1 day. Yeah. So if he had a margin account, he could be more, I guess, flexible with, okay, I'll just sell and I'll buy back in if I want to. But he's essentially only got one chance. If he doesn't execute on this trade perfectly right here and he doesn't come out profitable, then he's got to wait till the next day to line up for another setup.
And we got the fill.
So we got the fill, and I'm a happy camper at the moment, but I really do think this trade can continue going higher. So at the moment, I'm going to hold my position that I have remaining, and we're going to see if we can get that 2 to 2.5, maybe even 3R trade. So this looks
So sorry, something happened with my audio here. Let me just fix the audio. Disconnected for us. Okay, cool, here we go.
And we got the fill.
Wow.
So we got the fill, and I'm
Patience pays. He waited a long time
a
for
happy
this whole
camper
thing
at the
to happen.
moment, but I really do think this trade can continue going higher. So at the moment, I'm going to hold my position
That I have remaining, and we're going to see if we can get that 2 to 2.5, maybe even 3R trade. So this looks really strong. I want to let my position ride, but I'm going to close 5 contracts, and that will put me at a total. Oh, excuse me. I got to close 4 more. It looks like.
Oh, wow.
That will put me at a total of 50 contracts remaining. Yeah, my bad for yelling in your ear. We're still learning, and I was still deaf from the several Fred Again concerts. We're getting better. Just above half of my initial position size. As you can see, the P&L day is now getting over our 2R multiple. So we'll see if we can get this up towards that.
We're over to our trade.
It's gonna be
right?
hard given that I don't have that much of a position on left to get all the way up to 3R, but I'm really happy if we can close this trade with 2x what my initial risk was. All right, gang, so welcome back. Checking in at the end of the day here. I had a variety of personal things pop up throughout the day. Turned out to be one of the crazier days that I have had recently. Was not able to like super focus on this position. Fortunately, I had realized a whole lot of profit already, and I was working with a smaller position size to end the day. Unfortunately, we took it out. So this is our first losing day since I have started.
Man, from up 2K to losing it all. He just held on to that position for a long time, and it didn't end up working out. But you can see, yeah, this is how it goes.
This account closed today about minus $700. So I was originally planning to risk about 2,000. Right? All right, so I continue to rant in this clip, so we're gonna stop.
I mean, he did lose less than what he had planned to lose. He planned to lose $1,200. He only lost $700. He's even doing better than his, premier risk management plan had him keyed in at.
But basically, the moral of the story is that when you have personal stuff going on in your life, get out of the market. This is a day where I was up like $3,000 on my position and ultimately closed minus $700. Why? Because personal stuff popped up. And rather than closing my position, I just continued to hold on to it and kind of hide it. Right? This is a bummer, but minus $700 to start the week is not that big of a deal. By the end of the week, if I could get this to like 15K, I think that would be like a really great benchmark. And we were honestly really close today. So my goal is to not fumble the bag next time. So that being said, I hope you have a great rest of the night, and we'll check in tomorrow morning. All right, cheers, gang. Okay, I'm gonna add a very small D-Dog position, I think. Just like, but I'm gonna do the 100 call. The NQ
Love
is
to
working
see it. He's already up 20% on that.
really well right now.
That would be my first take profit. But yeah, let's just continue. We can learn more from Jake than we can learn from me. So
D-Dog just retested that level. Again, I had a little bit more size on here than I wanted. I would have rather had more risk in D-Dog, and I just was kind of FOMO'd at the open. So I'm gonna take a little bit more off a little bit earlier on this QQQ, but I'm really trying to hold this as much as I can. You know what I mean? D-Dog has retested our level at 99.92. It is now starting to move up. My next sell limit at that 1.18 on the Qs is at the opening print. I'm trying to get some off at the opening print. I'm gonna set my next limit and I'm gonna try and sell a good chunk of the position here. Let's see, I would like to get these off at like 1.29. Let's set the limit there and we can adjust it. I'm thinking that high of day is what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna set the limit here at 1.29 to sell 50 of my remaining 90, so more than half of my remaining position. A little bit of an unconventional decision for me here because I think D-Dog has a lot of potential, but I also think that the potential for this premium to die on pullbacks is very real. We're already getting very significant pullbacks in D-Dog. I don't have very much of it. Like I mentioned earlier, I just ended up using too much of my cash on QQQ.
This is a very important thing to consider as well, that options move differently. There are things like delta, gamma, theta, all the Greeks. There are these Greeks that control how the option is priced, because the option is priced based upon how much value it's providing to the option holder based upon where the underlying index is. So there's a ton of different factors that go into actually how that option is priced. It's not as simple a derivative of, oh, the stock went up 1, we're gonna go up 1. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio here. So there's a lot of other factors. If it's later in the day and you're playing a 0-day to expiration, there's gonna be less of a likelihood for it to pop if it's still out of the money, things like that to know. So I'm definitely going to write that down, that options behave differently than stocks, and we need to remember that simple fact, okay? Don't just think, oh no, I think the stock can go up by the end of the day. Well, is the option going to perform for you as well? You need to create a difference, a variance in your mind, understanding that options are priced differently and it moves differently than the underlying chart will.
And not ending up to put up a ton of risk on D-Dog. So honestly, I'm gonna close it here. There's not like a technical reason to do so, but mentally I kind of want to keep my head clear. And also, I don't want to let this end up giving back. So I'm up $100 per contract. Let's lock it in. I'm personally out. You definitely don't have to be, but the premium is funky me a little bit. I'm up $100 per contract. I didn't have a lot of size in the first place. I'm gonna take mine off. Whatever your heart desires, feel free to do. We're very close to that limit here. Again, taking off a little over half of my remaining position. This would be about a 50% trade from our entry. No, 60%, maybe even more. And filled. Fantastic work, gang. Very low stress trade. We've now taken out the high of the day. My expectations are relatively tame for the rest of the position here. Because we took out that highs, that's kind of really what I was looking for primarily. And we'll kind of go and see from there.
0.7, and I just cut my final runner.
Yo, let's go, bro. Hell yeah, my dude.
It would be super cool on the channel. You see that I have this camera over here. It's kind of on this side of the table. Maybe if we had it over the shoulder, and then I can have my phone here and show the thinkorswim like Jake is doing, because this is exactly what I want to do on the channel as well. I want to record every single trade that I take. The only difference between Jake and I here is that Jake is a profitable trader. He's, very confident in his ability to trade stocks and trade these options. Me, it's a little more unclear. I want to, like a football player would, record the plays and then watch my moves back. Also to report live on the YouTube channel. So with videos like this and with my live streams and with all the shorts that I'm creating, it's basically just following along to keep myself accountable to the growth trajectory that I am seeking. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna get this camera, and this is a Blackmagic Pocket 6K camera. Our B camera, we have only got 2 cameras right now in the studio. Maybe we'll get a third. I've got a third that I can set up. But yeah, we'll take this camera, we'll put it back here so that you can over the shoulder see. And then we've got the ATEM Mini switcher, of course, the ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. So we're going to be able to create a whole, what do they call it? A whole super source of you seeing my screen in the mornings, you seeing my camera in the mornings, and then you seeing if I'm writing down or taking notes or my calculations that I'm performing. You can literally see over my shoulder and see the work that I'm doing. So that's gonna be super fun, and that's gonna be coming up on the channel. Again, it might take, you know, quite a while. Maybe at the beginning of the new year, January comes around, we're gonna be totally ready for all of this, but I'm making as much of this content following my trades as I can right now and trying to make it stitched together so it's a totally seamless experience for you and me. And also then putting all of the trades on my Coda site so that you can follow along with that as well. And that's something that is just helpful for knowing having that statement.
Easy move.
Where was your stop on that? Where was your, you entered 1.7, where was your stop?
Yeah, I took a little bit of an aggressive entry as it was breaking the
Oh, nice, bro. I mean, even that's probably a 30-cent stop. Like, it's probably pretty tight compared to what you've got.
stop was really 155.14 was my.
Yep. Wow. Hell yeah, bro. Great trade. I'm actually going to take a little bit more at 1.49 here on the QQQs. All right, I got that fill, 149s. So I'm down to my last 25 contracts on this position. That was are up about 100% at the moment. So let's go, gang. You know what we doing. Let's go. And now I'm just gonna let these last ones kind of do the work. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sell a little bit more of these at 169. Come on. Give us the fill. Why am I being a dick over a tick on this?
Tick for a tick. That's one of my favorite lines of all time. And make sure when you are trading that you avoid being a dick for a tick. What it means is that you're like a couple cents away from getting an order filled the last couple of dollars before you get taken out of that trade. And rather than just exit, you watch and hold and let it pull back like all the way to break even, right? So don't be a dick for a tick. When you're that
I've definitely done that before. Definitely done that.
close to your exit, sometimes it's better to just take the exit.
Yeah, and with the liquidity of the NASDAQ or the S&P 500 options chains, if you just do a simple market order, then that's gonna fill you, pretty close to that current, price that you're looking at, right? He's trading with a limit order. If you've got a limit order, then that means, okay, if the price is at 95 cents and I wanna sell it at $1, then I'm gonna put a limit order in for $1. If it goes all the way up to 99.5 cents, but it doesn't hit $1, or just 99 cents, there's no half cent. If it goes all the way to 99 cents, but it doesn't hit $1, it still won't sell because you're only gonna sell if it hits $1. What if 99 is actually the peak and it crashes all the way back down and it ends up being a break-even trade or even a losing trade? So just having a limit order, like that 1 cent doesn't even matter to the performance of your trade. It's just a few dollars at the end of the day. So I like market orders a little bit if I'm dealing with something that is very high liquidity and high volume.
This is fucking stupid. It's 10 cents and we're already up 100%. We're at the level. You know what? I'm out. I'm fully out. I just closed all of my QQQ. What the fuck am I? What am I aiming for more for? We're at a level. I'm out. I'm done. What are we doing? We literally just made a level. We made a move to a level. What am I thinking? Jake, stop being silly, okay? We can always find new entries. Plus, who's to say this goes higher than that? I honestly thought this was like the target for me. I didn't necessarily expect us to continue going higher from here. Pause, dog. Pause. We're literally halting at a level. We're at a level. Stop what you're doing. We might reject this bitch. So, I'm gonna call it for now, at least just on this QQQ position, 0.8 to 1.6. That's what they call gang shit. That was a fantastic.
What just happened to my audio here? Oh, so sorry, I had this audio problem again. We will, okay.
D-Dog was also a very solid trade. I am not shorting this level because I don't have a death wish, but I also am just gonna exit my longs for now. I'm done.
What is it?
Wow, what a killer day. Started 11,000, ended 18,000. This is insane.
What was my last exit fill was, let me double check that real quick just so I can be.
So, when we decided to start this series, look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We don't know what we're doing. Callan behind you right now.
I got no idea what I'm doing.
He has a ton of amazing skills. However, I have forced upon him, I'm like, I need you to be a videographer. He's not a videographer yet. He's learning. He's doing an amazing fucking job. But this is a new experience for both of us. So we also wanted to include in this a little bit more of like a lifestyle, right? Not only just trading every day, but also like what I do in between day to day. I mean, right now it's 7:45 in the morning and I'm done trading for the day. It's like, what the?
Wow, 7:45 a.m. before the regular 9 to 5 crowd has even gotten to work. Jake has made $7,000. It blows my mind. It's insane. It's so cool. It's so cool. I'm just, wow. I'm amazed.
What the hell am I gonna do for the next 13 hours before I go to bed? Let's show you all. So right now I'm just going over to grab some coffee, grab a breakfast sandwich, and then we might play some basketball later on today. But let's just take a walk, get outside a little bit, and let's do the damn thing.
Let's mosey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
You actually probably got
Wow, beautiful.
Not a bad view today, Jake.
not a bad view today.
Great.
I don't
Great
come here
all
every
day.
single day, but I do try. This isn't my normal spot, but I do try every single day to get a beach walk in and sit down somewhere where I have like an amazing view.
Wow.
And just like eat, smoke a joint, whatever. Who is he talking to?
I don't know.
I don't think there's anyone there.
Who's angry?
Oh man.
So we're doing a breakfast feast. Those Starbucks sandwiches earlier, they're small, like 350 calories and shit like that. Let's eat. Let's eat. Let's eat. Let's eat.
Yo, last time we were in this kitchen, you were a little sad. How you feeling today?
A little bit better. A little bit better.
A little
better. Strong.
Do you remember saying what the weekly goal was when you were doing the outro for yesterday?
No, my head was not even in it. I don't remember what I said. What
Your
did
weekly goal was to get 15K by Friday.
I think we smashed that.
I think we crushed that the
I
next
think we
day.
smashed that. I think we smashed that. Shredded white chocolate. Big pancakes. One for each of us. You also always want to be stirring your eggs, unscrambled. Depends on how you like them. Paper towel.
I don't stir them for a while.
Spread there as well
I'll
as a
let 'em sit a
couple
little
of chocolate chip. Danger zone.
This is a full-ass breakfast right there. Calabrian chili hot sauce. Sriracha's okay. It's not Calabrian chili.
Here's the deal. Okay. If I make 7K in a day trading, I'm not making my own breakfast. I have a cook that I've hired. They're making me breakfast, or I'm going out to eat at a nice restaurant, nice diner, something like that, okay? The point here is living the life. And Jake, come on, you don't have to make your own food. Come on, just go somewhere. Go somewhere cool.
We're Italians, right?
You don't have to do it.
Drench that
don't have
sucker. Look at that bite.
Mmm.
A little bit more syrup.
Yeah.
Bone apple
Oh my
teeth,
god,
baby.
bro. Don't have titties. All right, gang, so end of day 4. Well, this is the 4th trading day that we've had. So just to recap, again, I didn't take any trades after we last spoke. A total up of $6,444 on the day. The account is now just above $18,000. So the goal that I set last
That's
night that I
seriously
honestly was
crazy.
just like in the weird headspace was to get it above $15,000. We're now above $15,000. Me and Colin, my camera guy, are going back and forth on whether or not I should withdraw, whether or not I should just leave it in there. I don't know. I'm still torn. I'm not.
Yeah, and then at that point, you know, you can really take off a lot of risk. You can continue just those $1,000 risk trades, but you're at 18K, so the effect of you losing a trade, there's a lot less of an effect because you have a lot more money that you're working with. So just that profitability, it adds a psychological bit of cushion. Definitely does. Okay, he said this is important, so we're gonna back it up.
A weird headspace was to get it above $15,000. We're now above $15,000. Me and Colin, my camera guy, are going back and forth on whether or not I should withdraw, whether or not I should just leave it in there. I don't know. I'm still torn. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. Part of me is just debating withdrawing.
I'd withdraw half. I would take the 18, withdraw half of it, or my profits. So from the 13K, I'd withdraw half of that profit, and then at that point, that's a good sizable amount of profit for me to take. However, you know, Jake's got different mentality about that. He's a player, so we'll see.
3,000 and just like keeping it as a buffer. The other part of me is just like leave it in, size smaller. You never know. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. That being said, I'm excited for the rest of the week. We'll see if we can't kind of continue this strength while also protecting our profit. So I'll see you in the next clip. All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today is
Day
Wednesday, November 11th, 2023.
Today's the 8th, buddy.
Didn't I say the 8th? What did I say?
The 11th.
Oh my God, it's 11:08. It's November 8th. It's November 8th. We're still at 18,077. We are up about $13,000 since the inception of the account. I'm going to withdraw some of the profits that I had. It's TTWO, but I really like the potential here, so I'm gonna take it.
What the heck is TTWO? Take two. Anyway, this is what I've been saying in my videos recently is just stick to the SPY. Just stick to one thing, okay? Well, I mean, I'm sure he's been trading for a very long time, so he probably knows take two very intimately. However, if you don't know the stock intimately, if you don't know how it trades, I would just stay away from trading on that, because it's better to just know one thing and then seek out opportunity there than try to spread myself thin thinking about all these different stocks. That's just one insight that I have for myself that's helping me keep my learning contained.
A few of these contracts a bit early with not a giant position size.
Wow.
I really like this TTWO spike under the level that's getting back above. We can use a stop underneath this wick low. All right, so TTWO is getting this move above the opening print right now. That's exactly what we want. We're waiting for our first trim to fill here.
Wow.
Are you still recording?
I'm surprised he didn't take any profits. Did he take any?
Yeah, close.
I would have taken some profit.
No, just give me like 5 minutes. Just I don't want the camera right now. Just give me like 5 minutes on minute. Just give me.
Oh, they did a little cliffhanger.
Fucking stupid.
What do you want to do, my guy?
I don't know, bro. I don't want a fucking camera on me right now.
Whoa, dude.
I don't know. Come get that.
Whoa.
Figure it out.
This is, he is getting heated right now. Wow. Wow. All right, folks. All right, everyone. There we go. How to turn $5,000 into $1 million. Dude, that Jake, and I'm talking to you, man, buddy. This was an awesome video. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I love the video. And it was awesome to track your journey. I'm looking to do the exact same thing, only from the perspective of I want to get better. I want to do well. I've had a few days, you know, this year, and just to explain briefly, very briefly, my story, I started last October trading with, I deposited a few $1,000 and it was going well. I started trading stocks. The first, 8 months, I was just trading stocks, not options. This is something more recently that's developed, trading options exactly, in the same fashion of trading the SPY, trading 0 DTE. Okay, but year to date, right now, I'm probably down 25 to 30K, something along the lines. But quarter to date, and I started October with a more defined strategy and more defined risk management, I'm up about $3,000 right now on the quarter. So I'm not quite profitable yet, Jake, but I'm working on it. And this video was amazing and is definitely helpful for me for implementing trading successes in my own life. So anyway, with that said, that was a great video. Thank you so much. And everyone out there, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.